instead. Uses the target combo as a filler. Player, oh, what's this? Digs in deep to get that drive in. Full S8 looking to impress with this super. Serving of a severe beatdown, and the fun's just starting. Oh, the throw connects. Knockdown, willing to risk it for the overdrive.
Here we go.
And it burns out. Dangerous range here. Just go for it. Drives it back, misses. Crowns him from above. What a finish. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Throws him down. Was well in range to score the throw. Player 2 with the life lead. Got a small life lead, but it's not over. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. Gets out of the corner. From up above. The counter is blocked. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Took him to the corner in a flash. Throws him to negate the block. Player 2 wins out in the battle of the skies. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Checking their reactions with a fireball. Uses the fireball to try and establish their pace. Jump. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. They've got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Oh, whiffs the throw. Flies in with a fist to keep the pressure on. Jumps in. Puts the super armor to good use. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. The super doesn't hit. Knockdown and experiencing burnout. Are we gonna see a comeback here? The Gladiant pries them open. Chips them for the win. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Jumps up. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 1 chases them down. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. All right. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. Well-timed corner switch. The jump in catches them. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? Player 1 is almost rejects the air attempt. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. A brave forward jump there to start. The jump in is denied. Had the radar up and running. Barely blocks the jump in. Experiencing burnout. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Goes for the rush. Peppers them with the lightning kick. Ah, burnout activates. Throws a fireball. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Hanging on for dear life. them away. Noticeable life lead is what a read with that anti-air. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Checks him with a projectile. You're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? What are they thinking here? Nice cross-up. Tried a standard block and got hit with the cross-up. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Burnout is triggered. Decides to meet them in the air. Player 2 in trouble with no drive. All right, what goes for the super art? Dash goes for the aerial Pikachu. This KO. Player 1 with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Manages to block the jump-in attack. Player 1 chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Brushes off the impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Jumps in. Player burnout activates. What'll happen here? Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Going in, goes to the air. Player sets up with the jump in. Not looking good. The corner's a bad place to be. Oh, nice. Super clutch impact squat. Anti-air in the clutch. Looking for a hole. Noticeable life lead is a comeback still. Raw super hard incoming. Player 1 is in a very good spot. Experiencing burnout. This may turn into a big chance. Closes it out. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see.
Here comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Blocks the jump in. Shows the overhead. The impact gets blocked. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're gonna eat tons of damage. Gets the jump in. Grabs him. All right, what's coming up next? The grab misses. Can't tech the throw. Burns the drive gauge. Misses the drive impact. Life lead opens up. Tatsu's out of the quick dash. Player 2, well, there's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Gets him. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. Who's going to start things off? The jump in catches them. Rattles them with a spinning bird kick. Player 1 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Gets scooped from down low. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. The impact doesn't do anything. Breaks the block with a throw. Going in. Jumps. Max SA gauges. Drops them from the air. The Jinrai? Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna clutch anti-air? Player 1 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drive. Jinrai in there! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Decides to create some distance, hits them with a stop and pop. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Okay, both fighters are taking a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Can they outlast it? Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? Shoots off a fireball up close. Sees the overhead coming and blocks it. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? That drive impact doesn't get through. Jumps in. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. No time to waste. Going in? Both fighters are trying not to sneaks in the throw. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Holds out with the block. Goes in on the impact for nothing. Impact's a no-go. Forcefully closes the gap. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. They were right to be on guard there. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Stuck in the corner, but not going down without a fight. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Jumps? Jumps in. Blocks the impact. Super Arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Throws a fireball. Clutch anti-air. Smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive tension. So little life left. Are they going to be able to come back in there? Player 1 made all the right moves in that fight. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Blocks it. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? The impact gets blocked. Deftly shuts out the junker. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Well-timed corner switch. Gets out of the corner. Gets the jump in. Grabs him, knocked down. Life lead is opening up, but that could still be overcome with smart drive use. Takes a trip. Good job escaping that dangerous corner situation. Jumps in. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Uses the drive. Burnout activates. What'll happen here? Player 1 has completely used all closes with the throw. Hitting him with the smart stuff. Player 1 with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Goes for the jump in to start. Hits him with a stop and pop. Sees the overhead coming and blocks it. Throws him to negate the block. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Checks him with a projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refresh. Ooh, what's this? What's gonna happen? Were they baiting them into that? Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Big opportunity now in this corner. Knockdown, and they're going for the super art? Just goes for it at flawless round. They got him so quick. Player 1 took no time to finish that fight.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
I'm not gonna.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Stands firm and blocks the drive impact. Well-timed command throw there. Player 1 has the life lead. What's the play here? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? The low kick connects. Uses a long-range attack there to zone them perfectly. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Taking stock. They get driven into the wall, breaking their guard. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Knockdown. Holds out with the block. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireballs. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? One combo can end this round right now. Extending that drive gauge. Both fighters are weighing their options and looking for an opening. Player 1 in there. Player 1 wins the first round and is now riding a huge wave of momentum.
Round 2. Fight.
Are we going to see some fireworks here? Jumps? Grabs and throws him away. Closes the gap for the grab. Long-range fireball to break the silence. They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Hits him with a stop and bop. Cross up. Oh, they needed to block that from behind. Target locked and scoop. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. So, what's next? Not anti-air in the clutch! Knockdown and smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive tension. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Dangerous range here. Hugs nothing but air. All in with a rush. Medium kick. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Blocks it. Just goes for it to stop the opponent's flow. Impressive reactions there. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Goes for the fireball. Goes for the throw. What are they thinking here? What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Impact's a no-go. Parries the projectile. Misses the drive impact. Opts for the throw to close it out. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Denies the jump in. Checks him with the projectile. Jumps. Double lariat, and now the jump in is denied. Going in. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Hits him with a stop and bop. Checks with a medium kick. Jumps in. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. They are really going at each other this round. The reads they make now will be key. Big throws. Player throws them. How long can this offensive assault continue? No escaping that. Player one brings it home. Let's see.
Here comes a new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Ready?
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Deftly shuts out the jumper. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? This is a good range to test the opponent's reaction to fireballs, denying them a breather there with a long-range fireball. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Knockdown. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Gets out of the corner. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Good job blocking the jump-in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. The jump-in is denied. Takes a springs forward with the drive rush. Dashes forward. Can't tech the throw? All right, what's coming up next? Both fighters are barely alive. Shoots off a fireball up close. Shows a medium kick. KO! Player two on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Fight.
Sandblast! Who's going to start things off? Player two chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. The throw whiffs. Decides to meet them in the air. Flash number. Player one has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. They just won't stop switching sides. Blocks the impact of super art. Too slow. Oh, no question whether this super art is going to kill or not. Perfect KO. They were in full control there. Player two took no time to finish that fight. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. They block the overhead and throws him down. There's a drive rush to throw the opponent off balance. So, a drive rush can really close the distance, putting moves that would otherwise be out of reach in that sweet spot to launch a surprise attack. Player two has the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Throws him. What's next? All right, what's coming up next? This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. Strings it all together. The quarter makes it hard to escape. It'll be drive rush to keep it going. Burnout activates. Experiencing KO. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round two. Fight.
Sandblast. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Player two chases them down. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Looks the smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive tension. Burnout activates. A quick breather. Not close enough for the throw. They're going for the KO. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. That was a solid anti-air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Goes for the throw. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. All right. There's a drive rush to throw the opponent off balance. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. The jump-in is denied. Knockdown. This is a real back-and-forth match we're seeing. They definitely know what the other is capable of. Timely side switch there, which will let him go on the attack. Big counter. Takes a trip. Backs away. Not about, there's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Player 1 has completely used all of their drive gauge, but they still have enough life left to take the round if they play smart. KO! Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Smart play with the throw. Jump. Scrapping it out up close. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? Both sides have the super gauge. Hits him with a stop and bop. Jumps in. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive experiencing burnout. Player 1 baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. It's a good spot to use the super. Oh, no question whether this super art is going to kill or not. Taking no prisoners. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if it...
Here comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Ready? Then shoot.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Shows the overhead. Checks with a projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Player 2 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. Whiffs the throw. Takes a trip. Sticks the jump in. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Gets him. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Fight.
Flies in with a fist to keep the pressure on. Can't tech the throw. Closes the gap for the grab. Brushes that off and keeps going. Goes into the stance. Going in. Looking for a chance. Looks like there's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. That's how you force your opponent to do what you want so you can get a punish. Super Art puts the super armor to good use. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Not much life difference. What's going to happen here in the latter half of this round? Just goes for it at this range. The opening on that impact. Will they take it? Handle with care. You can't drop drive impacts. Spirit of Super Art. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Closes it out. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Combo with the target combo. Reads them. Had the radar up and running. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. From up above. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Parry's big opening ready to be taken advantage of after that parry. Takes a trip. Goes in on the impact for nothing. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Changes the pace with an air-to-air. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Fireball from very long range. What's next here? They need to rely on their instincts here. It's a good spot to use the super. Yo, kicking off their facial features with the Hayoku set. Player one might have just shifted this round into high gear. They're backed up into the corner. Barely blocks the jump in. Jumps up. Takes in the throw. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
They are letting it fly from the get-go. They're laying into each other. Checks them with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player two is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? With this kind of gauge gap, they'll want to think about when to use it and not be trigger happy. Player two, smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive Tencho. Sees him coming and shrugs it off with a super arm. Jumps, barely blocks the jump in. Big throw, brushes that off and keeps going. Looking to impress with this super. Lifts him with a knee and brings him down. Noticeable life lead. There's a burnout. Player one can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. The next touch may decide this round. They don't have any leeway to make a mistake. Put the fear of God in it. Player two gets the win in a convincing fashion. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Sticks the jump in. Grabs him. Closes the gap for the grab. Nothing but air for the impact. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Knockdown. There's a corner switch. Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Blocks the jump in. Sticks the combo. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Whiffs the throw. Checks him with the projectile. Overhead. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Catapults them up, kept their composure, and pulled out the combo at just the right time. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Flies in with a fist to keep the pressure on. Player one is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Experiencing burnout. Looking to impress with this super. Serving him a severe beatdown, and the fun's just starting. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Life lead is there, but still perfect execution with the anti-air. Their life is hanging by a thread. They've got to lean heavily on their drive moves now. They're recovered. Flatlines them. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Opens but uses their drive gauge. Barely blocks the jump in. Their timing was on point there. That perfect parry may lead to something. Perfect read with the drive parry. Player two can't. Solid anti-air. Impact squashed. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Flush anti-air. This is a bad situation to be in. Turning it right up with a super. Spends it all on the super. Not shy one bit about it.
Now you know history.
Off to spin the lead, crowns him from above. Turns out. Are we gonna see a comeback? Ooh, what a smart throw. Don't correct them! That combo finishes it! Player 2 really had to fight for that one!
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
All right. Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Anticipates the overhead. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Trips him up. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Strings it all together. Forward throw, not letting them out of the corner. Player 1 chases them down. Very solid corner switch. Throws them. What's next? The jump in is denied. Takes a trip. Both fighters are barely alive, so they break forward to pressure the opponent. They both back off to refocus. Who will make the first move? It's been a fight, so both players decide to stand down and catch their breath. Jump? Which way you gonna block? Finishes with the throw. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. That drive impact doesn't get through. Forcefully closes the gap. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing, ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Risky up-close scrap still going. Sandblast. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Both fighters planning something? Gets the throw and continues on the offensive. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side kick. The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. Serving them a severe beatdown, and the fun's just starting. A real test of the throw is denied. Looking for a hold, doing some quick planning. A jump, blast them. Just go for it! Crowns them from above! Nice fireball! The drive impact doesn't work! Checks with a sandblast! Can this drive bring them back? Things are very tense as this exchange continues. Gotta do better than that! The drive, will this super art do anything? Gets the counter hit and the win! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with our fireball. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Good anti-air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Neither fighter is willing to back down from this exchange. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Trying to read each other here? Taking stock. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. We're near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? Holds out with the block. They couldn't shake the projectile. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. A brave forward jump there to start. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Goes for the super art, blocks it just in time. They must have anticipated a super art coming. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Can't tech the throw, takes advantage of the hesitation, and gets some good damage in return. Misses the grab, goes for the jump in. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out, experiencing burnout. Player 2 needs to use smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive Tensho. Burnout activates. Oh no, they're stunned. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Breaks in. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? A jump and clutch, anti-air. They're in range. We gonna see will this super art do anything? Oh, yo, raw super hit. Nice fireball. That jump in was expected. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here?
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Blocks the jump in, goes for the throw. Steps in for the throw. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Deftly shuts out the jumper. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Checking how their opponent reacts to fireballs. Denying them a breather there with a long-range fireball. Super meter is looking bare right now. Will they try to hang back to stock up or continue fighting? I want to see how they manage their SA gauge here. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Both sides backing off to form their game plan. Holds out with the block. Knockdown. The jump in is denied. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. Does a good job of pushing back. Trying to read each other here? Jumps up. Gets the jump in. KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Sandblast! How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Jumps in. Ups the damage on that by opting to go for the overdrive up. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Goes for the jump in. Near empty drive gauges will break. It's a good spot to use the super. Yo, experiencing burnout. Player 1 just goes for it at this range. Player 2 reads the jump in perfectly. All the throw connects. Goes to the air. Jump, drops him hard. Ooh, what a smart throw. Fires flatline zone. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Checks with a sandblast. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Manages to block the jump-in attack. The low kick hits. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. The drive impact doesn't work. It sees the overhead coming. Crowns him from above. Oh, the throw connects. That throw will do some good damage. Looking for a hold. Throw is denied. What a read. Oh my, the throw tech. Ooh, you never know. Solid anti-air. Impact squashed. Great low heavy, but no go. What are they gonna do? Where you go? All in with a rush. Adds a bit of OD spice there. Both are ready to pull the trigger on their super art. A jump. Huge chance after that wall splash. Poses them with the kicks. Player 2 with the rhythm, owning that wall splat into the card break. A real test of nerves here. Player 2 is in a very good spot now. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Grabs them! here we drive rush. Jump quick, air to air. What are they waiting for? The shot pays off. Player 2 has got to be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Beginning operation.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Blocks the jump in. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Forward throw to continue the pressure. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Takes a trip. Forward throw, not letting them out of the corner. This is a tough spot. Oh, easy tag. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Knockdown. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Anticipated that counter and block. Burnout activates. KOs. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Spinning bird kick. Jump. Smart play with the throw. Not much life left, but their draw usage delivers the pain right to their doorstep. They return to put that away. Both willing to risk it for the overdrive. Gotta be careful not to whip at the KO. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight.
He crowns him from above. Breaks the block with a throw. Gets out of there with a backdash. Connects with the throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Both the overhead denied. Dangerous range here. What now? Sticks out a kick. Jumps. A jump. Sets up with the jump in. Can they use their block? More fuel to the fire. Cook them up. Oh, it flatlines them. Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Shows a medium kick. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Still slugging it out here. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. The jump-in is denied. The super armor does its job. Throws him. What's next? Knockdown. The counter is blocked. Very solid corner switch. Player 2 creates a good experience in burnout. Life lead opens up. Gets him. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. The jump-in is denied. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. Uses a long-range attack there to zone them perfectly. Smart play with the throw. Knockdown. Jumps in. Can't take the throw. That throw will do some good damage. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. But good decision with that throw. This may turn into a big chance. They're low on both life and drive. Excellent block. Solid anti-air. Any mistake here is gonna be fatal. What's it gonna be? Oh, here we go. Player one can't let this simmer. Raw super hard incoming. What a finish. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. They are letting it fly, but they get... Oh, plot twist. Medium kick. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Clutch, anti-air. They just said, get that jumping out of here. Hit that with confidence. Knocked them out of the air. With super arts into play, it's really anything goes. This can lead to some big damage. Tons of space between the fighters now. What are they cooking up? Nice fireball. A jump? Turns out. Vintage. A real tech crowns him from above. Closes it out. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Blocks the jump in. Puts one in the pocket. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. Amazing concentration on display as they punish when their opponent's attack left them wide open. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player two is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Shows a medium kick. Dashes. Barely blocks the jump in. Opts for the throw to close it out. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Opts to create space to start. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Jumps in. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Player two is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Player two, oh, what's this? This is gonna be bad news. Player two in dire straits with burnout. Saihasho watching each other carefully. Who will make the first move? Shows a medium kick. Saihasho to start, reads the jump in perfectly. A jump? This is gonna hurt. They're taking a step back to slow down the fuses their drive gauge. Connects with the throw. They've been keeping a full drive gauge in their pocket, but they gotta pull it out sooner or later. They both decide to ease the tension and back off. Quick medium poke. Clutch anti-air. What a finish! Player one made all the right moves. And this experience is only gonna make them stronger. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. The jump in is denied. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Projectile to try and change the situation. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Both sides backing off to form their game plan. Slips the grab. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Goes in on the impact for nothing. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Jump KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Decides to create some distance to start. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. They're still feeling each other out. Buffs up. Smart play with the throw. Scrapping it out up close. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Super hearts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Grabs and throws them away. Springs forward with the drive rush. Connects with the throw. Betting it all on the drive rush. Smart throws them. Saihasho. Looking for a flatline zone. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. This is crucial. The opening round is about to begin. Grabs him. Was well in range to score the throw. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Puts one in the pocket. Gets the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Did well to get the buff in there. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Are we gonna see a comeback here? So they break forward to pressure the opponent. And the throw ends the round. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Checking their reactions with a fireball? They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player 2 chases them down. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Strings it all together. What'll happen here? The throw whips. Hits up the counter. Ends the meter. Hoping for a good return. Now, no question whether this super art is going to kill or not.
That felt good, didn't it?
Taking no prisoners. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can...